All praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Kal Halalina Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, Shalom to the 144,000. All right, there's a lot of tug of war happening right now with a lot of individuals that still prefer to pay via cash, okay, whether it's US dollars, pounds, I was going to say pound sterling, okay, or pound sterling if you still want to call it that, okay, or the euros. All right, I'm trying to get to the point. I don't want to deviate because I always do. I always end up going into a tangent. All right. Now I'm going to first go to the few comments here. Right. Now, by the way, this is fair use. I'm not making any money out of this. This is just to emphasize on this individual's experience in being at a diner. He's a British chap. Kind of looks like a light-skinned Jake. I don't know, possibly. That's neither here or there, but just had to point that out. I believe he's a driver for like what we call them, large goods vehicles, or a lorry driver. And he was at a diner. Okay. Now I'm going to play the video. It's about 3 minutes 9 seconds. I just want to go into a few comments first. Okay. Well done, sir. Tell them politely to World Economic Forum off. All right. I bet they'd have taken cash if their card payment system was down, which is true because I've been in a situation where I was in a sports store and I was about to pay via debit card, right? Because most people use debit card these days. I use cash and debit card, of course, and the systems was down and I had to pay cash. So in a dire straight situation, these companies will take cash while cash is available, but it's not going to be available. They're not going to take cash, and obviously when the bubble pops, which is coming around the corner, because we're approaching 2024. We're midway through December right now with this bullshit month of Christmas. All right, and I can feel it, man. There ain't no Christmas spirit no more, man. That is dead. Anyway, no cash, no custom. I only support cash accepting businesses. All right. Cash is king. Lose it, and we are doomed. Wake up, sheepies. Everyone pile in there with lots of change. I suggest denominations of 2 pences, which is like 2 cents. Cash is king. Digital equals dictatorship. Well, yeah, we're approaching that. All right. Cash is freedom. There ain't no freedom no more. All right. There ain't no freedom no more. So I'm going to go into a scripture. Now, this is what we're heading towards. This is the next level. Now, let me just check. When was this situation from? Okay, 2 hours ago, today. All right. Today is the 14th of December. 2 hours ago. So, as we're approaching 2025, a lot of this is happening. The last time this happened on a very heavy basis was when it was COVID. All right, because people didn't want to touch the cash or touch change because they assumed that was tainted with some kind of disease. That's people are staying 6 feet apart and all that bullshit. All right. Now, this is being emphasized again by a lot of companies. And me personally, I think this is me personally saying it. A lot of companies are being incentivized. Is it incentivized or incentives? Yeah, incentivized, given incentives to avoid cash transactions. Maybe it's a situation between certain powers that be, certain business owners that own large conglomerates, or possibly with business bank account holders that have earn a significant amount every year, and they're probably they're probably told, okay, if you don't take cash, for every pound you take in, we'll give you 5 pence or something, or every pound you take in via debit or credit card, we'll give you an extra penny or something, or an extra 2 pence or something, because it all adds up if you earn a significant amount. That's just me thinking outside the box, okay? All right. Let's go to this. Revelation 13:16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the number of the, or the Salaka, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 636. Okay? Buying and selling. Buying and selling is done via what right now? Apple Pay, debit cards, credit cards, certain instances, cash as well. Okay? Now, now people look at you with two heads. For example, if you walked in with a briefcase with £40,000 in it and you wanted to buy a second-hand car and the car was like, say, I don't know, 30 grand, they look at you with two heads. Is this guy trying to launder money? They look at you like that, like it's illegal. It could be your money, and it's, it's your money, but it's like they're talking about cash is freedom. It's your money, but you can't do what you want with it, which is not freedom at all. Okay? Because most transactions are done via the digital method. At this moment in time is Apple Pay and debit cards and credit cards. Okay? Now, they're trying to make it, and which they are going to take it to the point where they're going to stop taking cash. And certain businesses have stopped taking cash. Certain businesses have stopped giving change because they don't have that sort of change. Okay? It's only probably at the moment, for the most part, okay, from, it's probably like your local corner stores or your off licenses, which is like a liquor store here in the UK, or in America will be like, or New York, whatever, like your bodega. They'll take cash, right? But your larger stores and everything, for the most part, some companies or organizations will take cash, but a lot of them are going to go towards this this levels this method of not accepting cash, making it, an abnormal procedure, which it will be in the future. It's been shown in movies like I Am Legend with Will Smith, when he ran inside the banks, when he ran inside the derelict bank, when his dog ran in there, and Will Smith was panicking because he thought his dog will get bitten and turn into a zombie dog or whatever, get infected, right? And when he ran in there, wasn't cash piled up there? Wasn't cash piled up there? There was millions just stacked up. You could build a damn house with it. All that money. Now you think about it. That money is worth. People would delete whole zip codes or postcodes for that kind of cheese that was there, for that kind of money, right? When the world was functional in terms and that cash had meaning. But in a world where cash doesn't have meaning, it just sits there, doesn't it? Because it doesn't have no value. It doesn't have value anyway. It's fiat money, which means fake money. It's monopoly money. Okay, we're living in a real monopoly world. That paper that you hold is monopoly money, but it's the current at the moment in certain cases so-called legal tender to use, but it's going to be diminished very soon. Okay, and as we're approaching 2025, which a lot of people have said is going to be a what the f year, and a lot of people have said, all these videos that are floating around that 2025 or hell's going to break loose and all that kind of thing, it's obviously going to get amplified more and more and more. And those that are in the know, that have that spiritual inclination, and that are going through hell at the moment, you can feel it. There's a demonic energy in the air, demonic spirit in the air. We laugh and then we cry as well. You can feel it in the pit of your stomach. You can feel it. It's like a sickness. You know what I mean? And you can feel it in the air. Something's coming. But this is going to amplify. Cash is going to be non-existent very soon. And a lot of you that hold on to this world, that put a lot of weight into it, right, are and will take the RFID CHIP, okay? Because that's the way how you what? Okay, you buy or sell, okay? You buy or sell, all right? And that's how you buy and sell, okay? And that's how these powers that be are going to keep track of you. That's how you're going to buy and sell, because cash will no longer be king, okay? And then on top of that, they're going to scare the hell out of you individuals that live alone, that have pets. All your pets might go missing. Oh, yeah, they're going to say CHIP or pets, which a lot of people have chipped their pets anyway. All right. And then they're going to scare you with your children going missing. And they're going to say, okay, yeah, start implanting your children too. All right. That's where we're heading. I'm going to play the video now.
Hey everyone, I just want to tell you all about something that happened here. I'm in Oxfordshire. I'm just driving through, and I stopped somewhere to have a breakfast, a full English breakfast. I enjoyed it. But at the end of it, when I was going to pay, they brought me the bill. I gave them a £20 note, and immediately the waitress said, "Oh, we don't take cash." So I said, "Well, I don't have anything else but cash." And so then she said, "Okay, well, I'll go and ask the manager." Now, it wasn't her fault. It wasn't the waitress's fault. This is the whatever management policy. And she came back after a couple of minutes and she said, "Yeah, one time only we'll take your cash," which means probably they do get a few people every day wanting to pay in cash, and then they make an exception for you. So okay, that's fine. And then she came back a couple of minutes later, and she said, "Well, we can't give you any change." And I said, "Well, that's ridiculous. You've got to give me change. That's the price on the bill. It includes the tip. I mean, I didn't quibble with the tip, whatever, 10%. The waitress is nice, but sorry." Um, so it's, completely outrageous that they're like, "Well, okay, we'll take your cash, but we're not going to give you any change, so you're going to have to pay another 20% on top of what the bill was because you're paying in cash," and they've already taken a tip. I said, "No, that's ridiculous. That's outrageous. You have to give me the change. That's what it says on the bill." So, okay, so she went back, and actually then uh, after another 5 minutes or so of waiting, someone who was higher up the food chain in the restaurant came back and just went, deposited a few coins down frostily on the table and said, "There's your change, thank you." So I said, "Okay, great." I just took it and I left. Anyway, the point of making this video is that we have to stand up for our rights to be able to use cash whenever and wherever we want, and insist on paying in cash. If they say they don't take cash, they don't take it, then just say, "I don't have anything else but cash." And if they see they're not going to get paid, they will change their minds, even if it takes a few minutes and obviously spoils the atmosphere. But that's what we have to do to stand up for our freedom, because cash at the moment is freedom. And if you choose not to pay electronically, not to have everything that you purchase recorded somewhere so someone knows what you've done and paid for, that's your right. So keep cash. Let's keep fighting for freedom. Thanks for listening, everyone. God bless you all.
Listen, man. Okay, see, CCTV cameras are everywhere. Definitely in businesses, they can see whether you pay for something or not. Anyway, I understand where he's coming from. All right, but things are not going to go back to a world. Obviously, he's an older gentleman. I'm assuming what, late 50s, early 60s. The era that he grew up in when he was a young man, that's not coming back. All right, that carefree era that you once had, where you're optimistic and life will be like this and that and the third, ain't coming back. All right. Okay. Now this is where we're heading, and this is just like a small diner or whatever. How much more with the larger organizations? Okay. So someone at the top had to come down. Whoever that individual was within that organization had to come and rectify the situation. And there's going to be a lot of people like this out there, because you've got a lot of what you call them, those individuals that wear the tinfoil hats. That are, they're watching the David Icke videos and the Illuminati videos and all that kind of thing. Yeah, fair enough. That's cool. There's truth there to a certain degree. Actually, you know what I mean? But that's just um, opposition that's just put there David Icke is part, is in on it. They're just told to say a couple of truths here and there, as well as individuals that are like him. Who's the other guy with a heavy, rough voice? Forgot his name. Anyway, a lot of individuals that are like him, they're all part of the agenda. All right. So there's a lot of people out there that are in the know. There's a lot of people out there that are, like that movie 2012, and there's a guy in there eating those pickles, and he's talking about, in his caravan, he's got all the information to Marilyn Monroe's death and JFK and this, that, and the third. He's got like a radio show, podcast, or radio show. He's got a radio show where he talks about the so-called, what do you call them? Conspiracy theories, which are basically, a lot of them are facts. There's a lot of people out there that are like that. Okay. And so there's a lot of people that are in the know, but they don't have the greater picture, where the elect of Yahweh Hashem Yahshai have the bigger picture. Because the elect, they want this kingdom to fall. They want the charagma, which is the RFID CHIP, to come out. Okay? Because that means once that happens, right, which means we are closer to World War III more than ever, which is Revelation 11:14, and we want this place to go. I mean, I went to the store yesterday, and there's a couple of old ladies, like older women that work in these sort of supermarkets and all that kind of thing. There's an Indian woman talking about it, and there's an Edomite woman there, and they were talking about World War. The World War. I said, yeah, the World War is going to happen. They said, oh, don't say that. And they're saying, oh, I'm worried about my son or whatever. So a lot of people are trying to just bury their heads in the sand, but it's going to come, man. When it does come, and when it does actually happen, all those individuals out there won't have no choice but to use cash, because there's going to be a time you got to pay your bills. You got to pay, your car insurance on an annual basis or a monthly basis, however you pay. You got to pay your bills, and how are you going to pay it if cash is no longer king? All right, and you refuse the RFID CHIP, which is Revelation 13:16, which is the mark of the BEAST. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people that won't take it. The elect won't take it, and they're going to be homeless. All right. We're going to have to be like pilgrims upon the earth, moving around from place to place. Okay, until the Lord returns. Okay, but we're approaching that hour, the hour of temptation. The elect, whoever they are protected, and which they are, and we, the hopeful elect, Lord willing, we're part of that number, to be protected and to make it through the straight gate. All praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Akakadash. Shalom.